morning and welcome to this week's Monday Wrap. Keeping Newcastle investors up to date on what's happening in the current rental market, tips, tricks and strategies to maximise your return on your investment. I'm Casey Healy, Director here at Century 21 Newcastle, and as always, Nicole Hoare, our investor consultant, joins us. Morning, Nick.
Good morning, Casey.
How's your weekend?
It was good, and yours?
Awesome. We got a van. Van life started.
Nice weekend away, testing out the van.
We did. We went overseas, all the way to Stockton.
That was such a long trip.
It was actually really nice. Good caravan park, not bad. Kids loved it, so it was fun.
Bit of shout out to Stockton Caravan Park there.
Yeah, go and check it out. It's a really good location. Nice pubs for lunch, walk the breakwall, fishing. It was good.
Seen you out on your bikes.
Oh yeah, and we rode our bikes everywhere. It was cool. What's happening this week? We didn't have any opens on Saturday. We leased all of the properties prior, except for one which was open. Friday afternoon was our first inspection on that one, which was 34 Angus Avenue. We had 25 groups registered to inspect, 15 showed, and we're currently processing 8 applications at this stage. So that's all we've got for lease at the moment. So if your investment property is not leased, please reach out to us now. We do need some more properties to lease. But what we're actually seeing is, due to the uncertainty of COVID and what's happening in Sydney and New South Wales at the moment, we are seeing that tenants aren't giving us the notice and aren't vacating properties. So we have kind of seen a slow up in leasing numbers, especially over the last couple of weeks. We haven't received any notices from tenants that they're vacating and moving on. So I think that will continue through for the next month or so until we know where these restrictions are going and what's happening in the rental space and kind of in general, really. There's so much uncertainty out there. What we have implemented though, although we're not here in Newcastle in lockdown, we have implemented our contactless move-in process. So what that's allowing is, if we go to full lockdown, we can still lease properties and we can still move tenants in. So we have an electronic lease that's issued through HelloSign and signed electronically. We have a paperless condition report that's electronically served to the tenant. We have our tenant education and induction via video, and we have our key access that we're using lockboxes and sending tenants codes to access the keys in the property. So the lockbox will have one key and the rest of the keys will be stored in the property. So we are making sure that something happens and we go into a snap lockdown, we've got you covered and we are still able to lease your property. Nick, what have you got for us?
I actually want to talk about tenants and in a tenancy, which I think it's great information both for our investors and also tenants.
Yeah, definitely. Just to know the process and what happens.
Yeah, that's right. And whilst we haven't got a lot at the moment, but everyone needs to be prepared. So as a team, we actually like that transition to be really smooth for both the tenants and the landlord. So a great indication for us as a team, if a full bond is refunded at the end of the tenancy, then that's been a really
smooth win.
That's a perfect, transition out of their home. But what a tenant needs to do is return the property in the condition that the original ingoing inspection report was done. Now, it is important that you have that opportunity to complete that report and complete that. So stepping back to your ingoing, complete that when you do go into a property. If you have pets at the property, then a professional flea and carpet treatment needs to be completed. If you have a pool at the property, then it has to be presented in the way that it was on your ingoing inspection report. Any outstanding money, so that might be your rent, outstanding invoices, your water, etc., they need to be finalised. All keys need to be returned to the property. So if you have access swipes, you have garage remote, property keys, everyone that was issued to you needs to be returned.
Plus any additionals you may have had cut if you do.
Yeah, thanks for adding that one.
Welcome.
Also cancel your direct debit. So we actually do that as a team, but if it was set up and you've got,
and you're controlling that direct deposit into our account, you need to cancel that.
Yeah, definitely do that. Cancel or redirect your electricity. So that's a really important one.
And especially for owners moving out of their property. A lot of owners think, we'll just leave it on for the tenant. No, you need to actually cancel it because we can't do it on your behalf. And if the tenant doesn't make the transition fast enough, you'll still be getting charged. So do that one before you lease a property.
Definitely. And the last one is redirect your mail. Just so your mail's not going to the new tenants moving into the property, that's going back to you. So all that information can be found on our websites, c21novocastrian.com.au. Jump under our tenants tab and you'll be able to find a little bit more info there.
The last 7 days, what have we done leased? So we've had 108 tenant inquiries. Yep, that's down, but that's down in relation to the number of properties we've had for lease for the week, which was only 4. Total inspections scheduled were 6. Tenants registered to inspect 70. 42 applications were received and 3 properties were leased. Average days on market has crept crept up a little bit, so we're at 8.6 days on market, and the average rent of the property's lease $536 per week. If we can help you with your investment property, if you have any questions in relation to COVID affecting leasing or anything that we can basically just help with, we want to help, we want to have those conversations, please do reach out. We look forward to talking with you soon. I'm Casey Healy, Director here at Centre 21 Novocastrian.
And I'm Nicole Hoare, Investor Consultant within our agency.
We'll talk with you next week.
Bye.
Bye.